Guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Samantha and I am the Luxe wife, and welcome back to another Wife Talk Wednesdays. I'm super excited because as you see by the title today, we are talking about what is happiness in marriage. A lot of people don't talk about it, people shy away from it, so we're going to talk about it today. So go ahead, get comfortable, get what you need so that way we can have a little chit chat today. If you're new here, you just want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified every single time I upload a new Wife Talk Wednesdays. And if you're not new here, welcome back. And to my new subscribers, once again, welcome back. I'm so happy that you are loving Wife Talks, and I'm so happy that I can be of assistance for you and to you. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. Getting married is one thing, staying married is something completely different, okay? I like to consider marriages in a 7-year cycle. So you have 7-year, 14-year, 21-year, etc. I like to consider marriage in cycles because essentially every 7 years we go through mental changes. We change. So much of us changes every 7 years. So I like to say every 7 years you welcoming a new beast, a new you, and that's a new challenge for a marriage. Now, before we even get that far down the road, let's talk about the key points and what it takes to be happy in a marriage and what consists of happiness in a marriage. First of all, first and foremost, you have to make sure that the person you're marrying is your person, okay? This has to be the person that you are sticking it out through thick and thin, as they say, through sickness and in health, okay? I see too many and too often times individuals get married because either A, they were pressured into it, either B, they felt like this was the best that I can do in the circumstances or in the realms that I was giving, or either C, I might as well just get married because we playing house anyway, so let's just do it because just what makes sense. Baby, listen, you have to get married for the right reasons, and you have to get married to the right person, okay? I'd rather you wait on the correct person and the right person than for you to rush into something and you realize that this is not something you want down the line, okay? It is important to obviously put yourself in places around people who are going to either A, mimic what you want when it comes to marriage, watch what you want to see, engage in things that you want to be and that you look up to, okay? Now, I don't put no relationship, no marriage on a pedestal because everybody has their own faults. Everybody has their own issues. Let's be 100% honest and transparent there. But there are some issues that can be prevented. So yes, but in the bottom line, in the nutshell of it, we have to be happy when we're married, okay? Now, happiness is always not going to keep you in a marriage, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and be honest there. Happiness is not going to always be in those years of marriage. There are going to be some trying and some hard times that you are going to have to overcome emotionally, mentally, financially. There are going to be some trying times, but you have to be able to stick out the times. You cannot abuse one another along the way. And I'm not talking about physical abuse, but I'm talking about like the mental abuse your relationship, take advantage of one another. Those things we cannot do because we just can't do it. It gets incredibly sticky and incredibly difficult when people walk out, when things get difficult, because if you don't experience the difficulty with this person, I promise you're going to experience with someone else. There's always going to be situations and issues arise. You just have to be able to face them and face them together, okay? Some of the most successful individuals, married couples in the world, they still have problems, okay? We can take Michelle and Barack Obama if we want to use them as an example. I'll use them as an example, and I'll use my marriage as an example, because what am I doing this for if I can't be 100% honest, okay? So when a few years ago, more than a few years ago, Michelle Obama released a book called Becoming. I have the book. I've read the book to its entirety from the front to the end, okay? And she talked about in the book how there were times in her marriage she felt as if she was not happy. Basically, in layman terms, she was not happy. She had watched her husband become this successful president of the United States, and oftentimes she was left raising her daughters alone. Now, you tell me, and I'll tell you, you tell me, does that display happiness? Absolutely not. She encountered many days of being unhappy to allow her husband to run the show. As strong as a woman she was, being able to take on and do things of her own, going into law school, etc., to become this woman that she wanted to be, now she had to become the woman that her husband needed to be. And sometimes that places our happiness on the back burner. Had she not stuck it out, do you think they would be what they are today? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I think people need to understand and realize that there are times that you have to become selfless in order for your marriage to flourish. Okay? There are times in being selfless that it will make you unhappy because you have to be so selfish in order for this circle to stay afloat. Okay? It's not easy always trying to diversify yourself when it comes to your marriage, but you have to understand there are times when men are in places, in leadership places, that require them to be more and do more for their family, which in a nutshell does not make them happy. When men get in places, financial hardships that make them feel incompetent of being able to take care of their family, that makes them unhappy. Okay, it makes them significantly unhappy. But that does not mean men abuse the relationship, men exhibit or explore elsewhere. In some cases, in some instances, some people do. Some people do. They get to a tough road and they feel like, you know what, this is hard. I am not happy. I am not happy as a husband. I am not happy as a father. So I would rather be somewhere else that kind of shields and protect that part that I don't want anybody to see, that vulnerable side. But happiness in marriage starts from within. You have to know that the things that you're going through does not last forever. There are cycles to every single thing in life, okay? You can also have everything you want in life with a little bit of tweaks, okay? With a little bit of tweaks. You can have all of the money in the world and it requires you to be away from your family. So now you rich and you alone, okay? You can have your family and have everything, but you can't seem to gather the finances correctly, or you haven't reached the pinnacle that you wanted to reach when it comes to your finances. And if you shut your family out, guess what? Now you got yourself, you don't have your money, you don't have anything. As a man can be 100% financially stable and still in an unhappy place because he is not in a position yet that he desires to be in order to fully take care of his family, okay? So in essence, for a man, that displays a character of him. In some instances, some men are unhappy because they're not in that financial place yet. Okay, and then when it comes to a wife, on the flip side, my husband is doing XYZ, which doesn't allow me to do XYZ, so I'm not happy with the overall picture of the way things are going. I'm going to use me because I love using me as an example, because what am I doing this for if I cannot use me as an example? Everyone knows that my husband, he is military, okay? He is in the military, and he is proudly serving in the military for over 15 years. And we have a few ways to go before we are on the opposite side of that. For the past 8 years of his military career, I have been a stay-at-home wife. In recent years, in the last 5 of those years, a stay-at-home mom, okay? As a stronghold, as independent, as educated that I am, I still had to put all of my heart's desire to the side to, one, cater to my husband, to be the wife he needed in his transition, in his growth, in his military career, as well as be a mom for our children and be what they needed to be, which required me to put my heart's desire, things that I wanted to do temporarily, to the side. Now, here I am. I have everything in life that I prayed for, that I desired for. I have my husband. I have my children, I have a home, I have transportation, I have food. I should be at the top of when it comes to having everything that I desire in my life. But it's still a part of me on some days, I feel as if, did I really make it yet? Did I really get to a point that I desire to be because I allowed my husband to grow where he's at? Does that make me selfish? No. Does that make me unhappy about things in life? In certain instances, for some people, yes, it can. If you dwell on the things that can be replaced in life, and what I mean by can be replaced, work can be replaced, okay? And just think about it like this. If I was working, or if you are working a traditional 9 to 5, something happens to you, I promise you they will replace you within 24 to 48 hours. They are already doing interviews or already got somebody else in the office doing your shift, okay? So that's how I have to take a step back and see things and say, just because I'm not in the space that I desire to be individually, though I've obtained degrees after degrees, that does not necessarily mean that my life is over because I took a second to do God's plan. I took a second to make sure I am 100% there for my husband. I am 100% there for my children. And nothing in this moment, nothing in this time can replace the time being spent with our kids at home. And nothing in this time can replace this moment and this feeling of watching my husband grow and become the man that he desires to be, not only in his career, but as a father. These years with my children, I will never, ever, ever get back. And I have to understand, and what I have told myself in numerous instances, in numerous cases, if I look up or if I mimic someone that has been in the shoes that I'm in, it'll be okay. Which is why I referenced Michelle Obama when it came to her life experiences. This woman has achieved so much, but yet, she still allowed her husband to be the man that he is, to carry the family the way that he does, and it did not or does not take away from the woman that she is. Even during her times of unhappiness, she made sure that her family was happy and grounded. Even during her times of feeling like she was stagnant in growth and life, she made sure that her family, that everything with them stay intact. She made sure that. So happiness is something within. You cannot look for it from someone else to make you happy. You have to be happy with yourself in order to receive and achieve and obtain the highest form of happiness in your marriage. Just because you have unhappy times, that does not mean you have a unhealthy marriage. Marry the correct person, and I promise you, even when all the storms come, even when all the fights are there, and I'm not talking about physical fights though, even when all the storm comes, you guys are able to weather the storm together. Weather it together. Even when all the times are difficult, I feel like sometimes I am sheltered. My husband is there to pick me up, to rub my back. My kids are there to show me that today is not the end of the world, you know? And though when times get difficult, you don't make your marriage difficult. You learn, you adapt, you grow. I say all that to say, make sure that when you are seeking happiness, that you are seeking it and you're finding it within yourself to be able to receive happiness at its highest level when it comes to your marriage. You got to be able to look at the brighter and the bigger picture for everything. And I think a lot of people don't talk about or shy away from saying that there was times in my marriage I was unhappy with the things that I wasn't able to do. So I'd rather leave this relationship and make it about me. You see what I'm saying? No, there's a time, there's a place for everything. You can have everything you want in life with a little bit of tweaks. I told you that. There's tweaks to everything, to everything. I want to wholeheartedly be present for my spouse. I want to wholeheartedly always and first and foremost be present for our children in ways that our parents did not get to be there for us. And I know our parents at the end of the day would be significantly happy with the outcome of how we are nurturing and caring for our family. But guys, that's it. That is all I have for you guys today. I think when it comes to like happiness, you also have to surround yourself with the right people, like-minded people, especially in the season that you are experimenting. Get you some solid friends, some solid mentorship, some solid foundation that you can have, solid ground to walk on, so that way when you're walking in certain seasons, you have someone to be able to uplift you and be there for you. I think that is so important. We're 100% going to talk about wife friends, single friends, etc., because those things are important when it comes to obviously being married, getting married. The people you surround yourself with is 100% key. Okay, a solid foundation, baby, it's hard to knock a brick house down. But guys, until next time, until the next Wife Talk Wednesdays, I will see you guys later. Bye.